So here's the deal. Yesterday I went to a lunch, and just a little quick backstory for me. Whenever I book something to do something, I'm never a person to call and like
Confirm.
not confirm. No, I confirmed it, but like, do you know the people who, if you say, hey dog, so hey, August 1st, you available? And you're like, yeah. You're like, hey, let's link up because that's fried chicken day.
All right.
And we're going to go have fried chicken.
All
If
right.
you tell me that, I'm going to put it in my calendar immediately because I forget if it's not in my Outlook calendar.
All right.
And I'm not going to call you and do a countdown like, hey, dog, August 1st coming up. Just making sure you still in. You're like, dude,
Dude, you
it's
should always
It's
confirm.
like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I know people who call you and incessantly like do a countdown. And I'm like, bro, you don't have to keep calling me. It's in my joint. I'm not going to forget. But they still keep calling. And I'm like, I'm not one of those people.
Okay.
However, I have a friend of mine who is a doctor. And I met her like 4 years ago.
All right.
And so we've been cool. And she needed my help with something. She called me like real late one night. And I was like, what's up? She's like, I'm so sorry to call you this late. She's like, I'm just at this meeting and they mentioned something and I wasn't sure. She's like, can you tell me about this? And so I sat there and kind of worked her through it. She was like, thank you so much. She put me on speakerphone for everybody at the meeting, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, no problem. I hang up. Man, me and her, we're cool.
All right.
But, and we've gone out.
Is she single?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And she fine.
It goes
And
with the
she
story.
fine. And she fine.
And she fine. Okay.
All right. So we've gone out before. As a matter of fact, last time we was at dinner, we bumped into Meredith and Anthony.
All right.
So we were out. So she was like, hey, she hit me the next day. She's like, thank you so much for taking that call. She's like, that was so important, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you know what? We need to link up. She's like, let's do lunch. So
And
I
this
was
is
like,
where the
okay.
text message started.
Right. Well, she's like, let's do lunch. And that's where it says, let's do lunch. Are you available for lunch? And so that's why I added the text for context. I wasn't trying to be petty. Kind of petty.
But you were
I was
petty.
trying to be kind of petty.
You were petty. You were messy.
But I wanted to get the whole thing out there because as I sat there and wallowed in that whole, hey, I don't mind eating alone, but damn, I don't believe this ever stood me up. Like, so I'm thinking, normally I always say, hey, no worries. Just like at the bottom, I said, no worries. We'll just link up another time because I was getting ready to let her off the hook.
All right.
And then I'm thinking, you know what, though? But if I put this up and show people, I guarantee you the audience going to have a different response than my, oh, no worries. I'm giving people, I always give people a pass. And so I'm like, if I lean on my wishes, I'm just going to be like, all right, it ain't a big deal. But I'm like, let me put it out to the people. As I did that, everybody started messaging. And I'm sitting there like, it was at 3,000 views before I left the table.
All right.
And I'm like, damn.
Well, I do want to say the way you handled it was perfect. That's the pimp way of handling it. Like, cool, calm, collected.
Like, you're not going to blow up.
No, you shouldn't. Because
anything.
if you blow up, and again, like, I'm not saying that your intentions are romantic, but if you ever did want that chance again to go out on that date or lunch or whatever you're going through, the way you handled it was perfect. Just want to say.
Well, first of all, most people have said she don't get another shot. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see what people were going to respond with. A lot of ladies have hit me up. A, available for lunch. B, don't you get that girl no another shot. I don't care. Another person said, I don't care about her treating, whatever. That's not a big deal. But the big part was in the text. If you see, I sent her a message today, knowing we were going to lunch. I'm like, hey, so we didn't set a time. Noon, good for you. 1 good for you, and it was like at 10. So she's like, oh, yeah, 1 o'clock is best. So you've looked at your schedule of the day and said 1 o'clock is best. I'm like, bet, perfect, cool. I left there and got there 10 minutes early because like they say, if you not 10 minutes early, you late.
You late, yeah.
So I get there, get us a table, everything else. Union is absolutely cracking.
Yeah, and you don't go to Union by yourself. I'm just saying.
Sometimes you do, because, boy, it'd be some dimes in there. Like, it was a whole table of ladies in yoga pants over here, so I wasn't, without eye candy. But it's a great spot. Love the spot. If you haven't been there, definitely go. Jeff has killed it again. All right, so I'm sitting there, and I'm just feeling like, because the waiter keeps coming over, and he's like, you want to order or you want to wait for your guest? I'm like, I'll wait. And he's like, okay. So then he comes back. He's like, what are we doing? And I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'll order an appetizer or something. I'm not going to order the rest of it until she gets here. He's like, all right, perfect. So he brings me over a little joint. And then he comes back. He's like, so And now I'm feeling goofy because he's like, yo, it's been 50 minutes. And you know, like, bro, you've taken up the table
The waiter's
for
like,
50 minutes.
The waiter's like, this man lying.
Yeah, he's like, you know, damn well ain't nobody coming to eat with your ass. Like, so now it's making me look embarrassed to him.
Okay.
And big shout out to Joe. Joe was my waiter. So she then texted me, and like, I ordered food. And the food came immediately because I'd already told him what I was interested in. So he knew. He was like, yo, let me get this food started. This dude by himself. So he brought over the food. I'm eating. Then I get the text from her. She's like, oh, man, I'm like 20 minutes away. And I'm like, it's 1:50, and you telling me you going to get here at like 2:10. And I'm like, yo, I've been here since 12:50. So I'm like, yo, that's really, like, you didn't text me, you didn't tell me or nothing. But if you're a doctor, something might have popped up. Something, a patient issue, something might, but she didn't offer any of that though. Cause and so when she didn't, I'm like, all right, so, so I felt kind of some type of way. And so I sat there and worked through the whole, like, all right, how I'm gonna post this up. But then I had to make sure I got out of there. Cause I'm like, I don't want to see her and then be like, all right, I got to stay. So I had to get back here for a meeting. Cause we had the YouTube meeting. We had that. I had to come back and do production and everything else. So I had to get back in the building. So I put it up, and everybody's been flooding me like they thought it was a romantic thing. Maybe it was because I used David Michaels' like version of "Fix You," but it was just like that was what I was just sitting by myself at this big old table, and just feeling some type of way.
Do you need a hug?
Hell no. You always want to find a reason to grope me. No.
No.
I don't need no hug.
I feel like you do need one after this.
I don't need a hug. I just wanted to explain what happened because, people were definitely in their feelings. People mad.
Okay.
Then they're like, yo, she missed out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, it wasn't like that. But she did miss out. Because, this was like our second time out. Third time, we might have tore that down. We might have made it there.
So let me ask a couple of questions. This is not Asiago, right?
Huh?
This is not Asiago, right?
What do you mean this is not Asiago?
Asiago, you were telling us about Asiago bagels yesterday.
No.
So this is not
No,
Asiago.
this was totally not like a romantic thing. This was just a link up with somebody who I know, who's fine and whatever. I can go out with a fine person without it being sexual.
You could. You very well could. But if she gave you the chance, though, would you take it a date? Like, would you make it
now? That's the thing, because everybody is saying don't go there because they showed you who they were when it was just a regular Wednesday afternoon. So don't go there anymore. So that's why I put it up, because that perspective is giving me a different look. I thought, all right, play it nice because you don't really want to cut anybody off from any opportunities. But everybody was texting like, yo, nah, you can't give that person another shot.
So we got a lot of people texting and saying, Orlando, don't be a fool. You ain't her priority. Don't do it. Your experience, I'm glad your experience was good. Mine at Union was very expensive. Why didn't you text or call her after 10 minutes of waiting? People are asking.
You know what? Because I don't like to be the person who is rushing you if you're in traffic or if you're whatever. I don't want to be that dude like, I'm here, where are you? I'm here, where are you? Because I've had those people do that to me. And, I'm here. Even my daughter hit me and she was like, Daddy, what happened? She's like, I followed you on social media. I saw that you went to lunch today. And I was like, what? She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine.
But you got to understand, if you put that text up, that means you were hurt. You were hurt.
No, it was more of a fact-finding thing because I felt awkward. That was the best word I could come up with. I felt awkward that I'm sitting there by myself at this big table, which is set for 4.
Oh, I peeped
and it's packed in there. And, and the fact, again, the most embarrassing thing was every white car that pulled in. I was like, oh, that's... You know how somebody gonna pick you up? Somebody gonna pick you up from your house when you're a kid, and you like you standing in the window in the big picture window, and every car that passes, you like, that's it. That's not them. That's not them. Hey, that's it. Oh, no, that's not them. And your mom looking at you like, you want me to just drop you off? No, mama, they coming to get me. They ain't forget me. She's like, the movie starts in like 10 minutes. I'm like, well, here they come. Oh, that's not them either. So I was like really getting more and more embarrassed because I felt like everybody was watching me look at every white car.
Oh, everybody was watching. Everybody was looking at your story. I had people calling me, DMing me and being like, yo, is your man okay? I was like, is Orlando okay? I'm like, I don't know, dog. But I will say, for if you did want any chance of going out romantically with this person, you totally shot that. Like, yeah, you have no shot anymore.
But that's
just for putting up that text message. You have no shot.
Obviously,
no shot.
But I mean, again, it was a good fact-finding mission.
Okay.
For me to figure out, like, because you don't just really kick, somebody who's in the medical field like that to the dogs. Like,
no.
Like,
and that was one thing.
But I didn't want to give them a pass either.
That's one thing I do want to say, though. That, like, people do get busy. Like, especially a doctor. Like, they're on call pretty much 24/7, depending on what they're doing, brain surgery or whatever.
So it's easy to say, hey, I had a spleen rupture. I had to handle this.
But she didn't lie.
Hey, I had to do whatever. You could say those things. None of that came up. And I'm like, yeah, hey.
She had a meeting.
Whatever.
Or maybe she didn't take it as importantly as you did because
that's the
friendly.
thing that everybody wrote, saying, hey, she didn't take it as importantly. Or, hey, she wasn't coming. And she was definitely coming, but she wasn't pressed to get there on time. And that irked me a little bit. So that was it. That was the whole thing.
I'm still saying you shot yourself in the foot, though, with that. You shouldn't have posted it.
I don't care. I mean, bro, it ain't my girlfriend. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, she ain't gonna be your girlfriend with that.
She's not, because she lost her opportunity. You know how many ladies want to go to lunch with me now?
Just because you posted that.
I mean, hey, but
you lose one good girl, a doctor, just to entertain.
I got all them dirty foots now. So I'm good.
Yeah, that's what you want.
One of my friends hit me and she was like, well, your rotation I see is going to be full. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it for that, but that is a good byproduct. So, I mean, hey, if that's rotation, let's do it.
A lot of people are saying after 10 minutes, a lot of people are saying that they would have at least called or texted to find out where they were.
I just don't like to remind you of something that you're supposed to do. If you're supposed to do something, like I'm a grown-up, I know where I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. You're a grown-up, you know where you're supposed to be. If I need to drag you to it, then I don't think that's the move.
But what's more rude, you showing up 50 minutes late or not showing up at all, or somebody just hitting you up 10 minutes in and asking you where you are?
I don't think either one is rude, but I'm saying that's just not me. I don't want to track you down. I know where I'm supposed to be. I talked to you 2 hours ago and you said you would be here. From 2 hours ago, I need to call you and say, "Hey, you still coming?" That sounds a little thirsty. And I wasn't thirsty because I had a lot of that free water.
Not if she's 30 minutes late.
And she was 50 minutes late. And she called and let me know it was going to be 20 more minutes.
All right, so everybody's saying you should call her. You should ask her what really happened, then decide. Manuel said it. Orlando, hold on, what does it say? She did what all ladies do in Scrubs. Oh, I can't say that.
Okay, well, don't say that. All right. So, whatever.
But a lot of people are saying, don't give her another shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm agreeing with that.
I think you should definitely give her another shot. Why? It's one. You get busy at times. You've done this before. You mean to tell me you've never blown off anybody?
I've never blown off anybody.
Ever?
Never.
Well, you're not a doctor.
This is true. I am not a doctor.
All right. So what are we doing in this situation now?
I had the conversation on the air with the people. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, be able to share it with the folks because people cared about it on the messages and kind of lean on that. That was it. I'm not calling somebody. Manny want me to call her. It's not, bro. Like, when have you ever seen me calling girls on No, that's not happening. Act like y'all done heard the show before.
At a 760, I would have sent her the receipt. And it said, I'm going to need that back.
Listen, I posted up, like, next time somebody stand me up, I'm sending them a Cash App request or whatever. And she's like, hey, when I come back, when we go out, it'll be my treat. And I was just like, yeah, but you invited me to this one. So, in essence, this should have been your treat.
He's like, you shot already.
Yeah,
now.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I had to break that set. It was $75, by the way.
Say, yeah, what'd you order?
I mean, I had the snapper and I had some shrimps. I had me some scrimps and I had me some Caesar salad. I didn't have any alcohol. I just had water. That free water was hitting because I was thirsty.
See, I go back to my thing that nobody goes to Union by themselves. You're like, come on. Hey. Yeah. Unions don't get me wrong, but that's like a good couples place.
It's a good hookup spot when you go to like the brunch joint. Because I took my boy out there. He was like, damn, dog, they got all of the killers coming in here. It's BBL Drizzy like crazy. It's a lot of dump trucks up in there.
Maybe she heard about your Asiago bagel story, and that's why she didn't show up.
Okay, now we just making up stuff.
No,
Right,
I'm just saying. And like you were talking about it yesterday. That's why I thought it was Asiago. That's why I asked you that.
No. First of all, no, it wasn't. Exactly. So she wasn't thinking that because she doesn't even hardly listen to the station. You know what I'm saying? She would have heard that.
They said Orlando was stress eating.
I wasn't stress eating. I had me a salad. I had me a appetizer that I was going to share, but I ended up knocking down them shrimps myself. So it's all good. Whatever. All right, man. So anyway, that's the conversation. There's nothing else to do. I'm not mad, but like I said, awkward. Awkward was the best way to describe it. So there we go.
We have doctors here saying maybe she couldn't call you or text you. So
maybe she couldn't.
It's okay. You need a hug.
I swear to God, if you come over here and touch
Come
me.
on, man. Come on. I got it. Come on,
I got a text from one of my friends that offered me lunch and said, "Oh, I just heard you. I rescind my offer because apparently you got a bunch of options." I'm like, wait now. Hold on now.
You giving out too much info.
I'm saying you can see the comments that are happening in the page. So you see people are offering like, I would come. So I'm like, that's what I'm speaking to. It's not like I didn't got a bunch of roster or nothing like that.
Chris from South Carolina said therapy Thursday for O today.
Oh, yeah. It's actually like the Mesman and Dover rocking with us here. It was Therapy Thursday. I mean, listen, the thing was, I wasn't trying to take it over, but I wanted to make sure we had that conversation. Emily just hit me and said, dang, don't give her another chance. I would have joined. I was just there Tuesday for a business meeting. So good, by the way.
See, you people are way too quick for this no tolerance policy. Sometimes people do get busy. Like, she's a doctor, too.
Did you see how many people wrote on the text, so grown? Like, I'm grown. Orlando, I agree with you. We grown, and we grown folks don't. Wait, what did it say? I just ran out of space. It said, I'm grown, and grown folks make the right decisions. And, hey, if something came up, then something came up. Now, Rich, if you got stood up, you would be feeling some type of way.
I would feel some type of way, but if she called me to reschedule and she also told me like, hey, you know, it's a little too late, let's do this another time, and gave me, you know, an out for a different date, yeah, I'd be okay with it, but I feel a little hurt.
You would feel hurt. Dude, you would cry.
I mean,
you're the most sensitive person that we know.
Yes, I am.
So if I'm feeling sensitive about it, that means it would have been times 2 with Heartbreak
100.
Drake over there.
Yes, I am emotional, but I also am very understanding to the point that people got lives, and sometimes people do get busy. Stuff comes up. You act like nothing's ever came up for you, ever.
No, I'm just saying that I make sure that I factor stuff in. If something comes up that I'm going to be late, I'm going to communicate it with him and say, hey, do you want to wait or do you want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I'm not dealing with y'all no more. That's the whole deal. All right,
it's okay,
what?
It's okay.
She called to reschedule, shouldn't have posted it. See, people are mad because I posted it. Shouldn't have posted it. Somebody was butthurt. I wasn't butthurt. This is how we were able to have this conversation today because you guys joined in on it. So that was the whole point. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm a professional and I have a busy schedule. I wouldn't have booked something on the day where it's going to be a problem. This really isn't a topic. Ooh.
See? That's what I'm saying. Because if you're a professional, it's not a hard thing to have a schedule and live to your schedule. You remember when a lot of people who are off the air and who don't work here, I've had an assistant for 18 of the years that I've been here. Every time something would go on my schedule, it would also duplicate on her schedule. Mm-hmm. And so she would always remind me of stuff or make sure that I was on point. Now that I don't have one, I have to really make sure that I load it in and pay attention to that and live by it so I can stay on schedule for everything that I got to do. So if I'm doing that and you got lives that you protected, hey, that's what it is. So it's not a big deal. I'm not mad at anybody, but I'm just, your time. A lot of people mention the word disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Just saying that the fact that you just got left there, just like that, that's disrespectful. And I think that is kind of, I don't think she's mean for doing it. I just think that it wasn't a priority lunch.
Well, coming from a guy that has been in this dating world, especially in Tampa, and I've never been stood up, I'll give you that. But there's definitely been times that like I've been in the middle of texting somebody and then they just go ghost. So I'm just gonna say I think you should commend her for at least being communicative. Is that a word?
It is.
All right. At least for her communicating with you and letting you know, like, hey, let's reschedule. I think you should give her another shot. But it's up to you, man. You do what you want to do at the end of the day.
She got nice legs.
Don't block your blessings, dog. I'm saying
You stupid.
this could be the one, and you about to throw it all away because one date,
And she wears scrubs.
and it wasn't even a date.
It was not a date.
It wasn't even a date.
It was. Well, we've been on a date, but this wasn't a date. This was a payback for me doing something outside of my responsibilities, and I answered the phone and helped her out. So this was a payback. So you missed my payback.
Yeah, you missed a payback, but she owes you one now. Now she owes you technically two. So I think you should use this to your advantage.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I think I'll ride with my people. My people said don't do it. It was disrespectful. So I'm still rocking with her. Like, if she ever need something, I got you. But I'm not gonna, try and re-up the lunch thing.
All right.
There you go.
Sorry, Dr. Lady.
So I appreciate
you can call
y'all,
me Dr. Lady.
Therapy Thursday old style. That's what we ended up doing today because we wanted to get that hashed out. All of the texters, I appreciate it. I'm on y'all side. Y'all want me to take it down?
I mean, you already
okay,
ruined
I'm just making
everything.
sure because I'm leaving it up.
You already ruined it all. You might as well keep it up now.
All right, well then it's all good.